Okay, I've been asked how to make a paracord fall for a bullwhip. So we'll try to do that for you today. 5/32 inch paracord is what I use. Whatever your preference is, go with it. I'm going to take about a 3-foot length and I'm going to divide it into thirds, and I'm going to come back about a third of the way. So I've got I'm going to end up with roughly 2.5 feet or so of fall. The length is entirely up to you, and it's entirely up to the user. I tend to make them long so that the user can cut them back to whatever length they're comfortable with. It's easier to cut off than it is to add on. First thing I'm going to do is take some chalk and I'm going to mark about where the doubled up paracord ends up, a little bit further. Then I'm going to mark the bite where I'm going to double it back. Okay. Now I'm going to pull out the core. Until I've got it about to where my first mark is. Yeah, right about there. Yep, right about there. And I'm going to clip off the excess. If you want, save the core for crackers. It's always good for that, and it's free since you've already bought the paracord. Now I'm going to get a little close-up for you so you can see what's going on. I'm going to take the end of the paracord and we're just going to slice it to a point. Doesn't need to be exact. I'm going to burn it. Wet fingers so you don't get burned, and kind of form a point on it. Okay. Then I'm going to take a jumbo perma-lock, not the regular, but the jumbo perma-lock needle, available at Tandy's, Hobby Lobby, a lot of places. Much cheaper at Hobby Lobby than it is at Tandy's. And I'm going to thread the paracord into the needle. It's a handy tool to have, and it's only like $2-3 bucks. Okay. Now I'm going to find a point where I want the bite or the loop to attach to the bullwhip, right there. I'm going to form a loop. Give it about an inch or so, ½ inch to an inch, whatever size your bullwhip point is. And I'm simply going to take the perma-lock and I'm going to push it through the paracord. You don't need to drill holes or anything, just push the perma-lock through. You don't want to cut the thread or the paracord if you don't have to. Okay. That just weakens it. I'm going to pull it through until I've got a loop formed, like so. Then I'm going to go through again from the other direction. Like so. And what I've done is formed a sort of a locking bite, locking loop in the paracord. I don't know if you can see that. From this point, I'm going to take the perma-lock needle and I'm going to insert it into the paracord core. I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm going to go through one side and into the core like this. And then I'm going to draw the needle all the way through as far as it will go. Let's widen this out a little bit more. Oops. Okay. Set the loop onto a hook. Makes it easier to work. I'm going to, once I've reached that one original mark, I'm going to draw it out. Push it out of the core. And pull it through until it locks in. Everything is fairly smooth there. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull out a little bit more excess, take off the needle. I'm going to cut a relatively long point on this. And I'm going to fuse that again. Just a quick fuse. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be exact, as long as it's not frayed. And then I'm going to draw it back in. So it's slid back into the core, and you can't see anything there. Okay. You have a doubled up paracord on the upper half and a single paracord at the lower half. Whether you leave the core in or not is entirely up to you. Personally, I have found no difference either way. The fall acts the same regardless of what I do. I'm going to fuse the end. And you have a paracord fall. You have the hitch loop right there, slides right over the whip. When you pull it through the hitch, like you would a standard fall, most of this is covered and it's secured. It's not going anywhere. It's strong, very strong. I have a paracord fall on my 6-foot bullwhip that is at this point almost 2 years old and still in original shape.